screen. So you all know that we are in the 5th module and we have done 1 or 2 things in the 5th module. I will revise that first and then I will start with today's syllabus. Yeah. So what we have here is we started with the 5th module in which we have studied what is network programs. First of all, we understood what is the meaning of a network, and then we understood why it is required to have network programs. Why do we need to write network programs to receive and send data to computers on the network? Then we understood what is the meaning of HTTP. It's a hypertext transfer protocol used on the internet for sending and receiving documents, hypertext documents. And this is an application protocol. A lot of things about HTTP are there. And then after that, we wrote our first program in Python, which we call it as a simplest browser in Python. And what did we do in this program? We used sockets. We used sockets to read data from a server. Okay, so we had 2 computers. One which is a server which already has a document, and the other which is a client in which this program is running. Okay, and then I demonstrated you this program by typing it in my laptop, and then I fetched this data. Which data did we fetch? We fetched this file, romeo.txt. Okay, in which that small text was written, if you all remember. So when this was running in my computer, mine was a client. So when I executed this program, a request from my computer as a client goes to the server. Which server it went to? It went to this server. The name of the server is data.pr4e.org. Now this is a server which is on the cloud. Okay, this is the address of that server. This is the port. This is the port on which it is listening. And this server has this document called as romeo.txt, which I am requesting from the server. So I create a socket, then to the socket I provide 2 variables here. I provide 2 data here, what type of internet address we are using, and then what is the socket stream we are using. So these 2 things I told you that you please remember. And then after that we make a request to the server, and then we receive 512 bytes at a time. We kept putting it into data, and then we kept displaying it. So you saw on the output, it displayed me the content of the text file. So this we have already written. This is a simple browser. The simplest browser. We requested for a URL, and that file was returned back to us from the server. Okay. Then later on, we went further and we learned how to retrieve images, retrieve images over HTTP. The concept was the same only. The concept was the same only of retrieving images as that of the text on the top we have written. On the top we have written the program to fetch text data from the server. Now this program is for fetching image from the server. Okay, and this time what was the image? It was on the same server. You can see the program here. We created a socket. We passed these 2 parameters here: type of internet address, type of stream, and then later we said which is the host. Host is nothing but this server here, and what is the port? It is port 80. Okay, same procedure for even getting image files from the server. We write the same concept, same procedure. What we wrote it for getting text information. And then the only difference is that when you provide the URL here, the URL has to be for a JPEG file. Previous to this, in a simple browser example on the top, it was a text file, romeo.txt, but this time it is cover3.jpg from the same server here, from the same server. Okay, all the other things are the same, but the only thing is that when we receive this information, we have to use send all function on the top. The thing that it is only send. Okay, we say only connect, and then we say only send here. To get text file, we say send. Okay, and then for getting image, we say send all, and then we pass the URL here, and then we say that this we send it in the form of binary. We either write B here or we write dot encode. On the top, we have written dot encode here. You can see here we have written this entire command dot encode, but here we have written B, and then after that followed by the command here. So it's one and the same only. It's one and the same. I have told you that already. So requesting the data from the server, whether it is text or image, remember the procedure is the same. Create the same socket, pass the same parameters, same way of requesting the data. But when it comes back, you have to receive it a little differently. Remember that in the first example, when we requested for the text data came along with header information. Okay, there was a lot of header information on the top, then there was a blank line, and then after there was the actual text data that is there in the text file. In the first example, we displayed everything, including the header information also. We displayed everything on the command prompt. But since now we are fetching an image from the server, we will have to get rid of the header information. I don't need the header information. Otherwise, my image will not get saved properly. it will contain junk information in that. So what I do is, the logic that you see here, all this logic that you see here, first of all, we pull the information from the server, we keep putting it into a variable called as picture. Okay, as and when the data is coming from the server, the data we are taking, we're putting it into picture and keeping it back into picture. So all the data that is coming from the server in the form of binary, we are continuously putting it into a variable called as picture. Okay, now this picture is a variable in which everything from the server comes back. It contains the header, it contains the blank line, and then it contains the picture also, picture in the form of binary it is. Then after that, we close the socket after all the data is received. And then after that, what we do is we find for backslash and backslash, and we want to search for that blank line, which is separating the header information from the image. And we want to get rid, I want to remove this header information. I don't want that in my picture. So to get rid of that, what I do, this entire procedure I do. This, I told you the other day that this is very, very important. I say picture is equals to picture into square bracket, position plus 4 and direct colon. So this one thing here, remember, this one line here will remove the header information from the picture. You can see on the top here, skip past the header and save the picture data only. Okay, so this one line is very important. Once you have all the binary data in picture, after getting rid of the header information, then you have to save it. So you create a file called as fand-open stuff.jpg because you want to save it with extension .jpg, and then say I want to open it for writing and binary. I want to write binary. So you open it to write binary, and then fn.write picture, write to stuff.jpg, the binary information that is there in picture, write it to stuff.jpg, and close the file. So at the end of the program, you all saw that a stuff.jpg file was already there in my folder, and that was nothing but the file which has come from the server. Okay, so we saw all this. The little logic that is here compared to the first program is that to get rid of the header information. That is the only logic which is over here. All the other things are the same. The only thing which is different from the previous program is that the logic which removes the header information from the picture file. Now let us go further and let us, this is what I'm going to teach today. This is a new topic. I'm going to teach you what is the meaning of URLLib. URLLib is a library which is used in Python programs for requesting data from a web server or from a server which is running on the internet. If I have a server, on the server, if there is a lot of data and the server is sharing this data, anybody who wants, you request, I will send it back to you. If there are servers like that, these servers who serve you data when there is a request sent to them are called as web servers. You will study about web servers, how the request will go, how the response will come. In detail, you will study this in the next semester when I will be teaching you programming the web. So, if there is a server which has got a lot of data on it, data will be in the form of .text file, data will be in the form of .jpg files, data will be in the form of .pdf files, data will be in the form of .video files, HTML files, PHP files. Data will be in any format. Data will be there on the server in different files. Text file, PDF files, image files, video files, audio files, all will be there. If you know what is the URL of that data, you can pull that data from the server. Now, in the previous example, we saw how to do it using sockets. In the previous example, we saw how to do it using sockets. Now we will see how to do it using a built-in library called as URLLib. URLLib is much simpler compared to sockets. Only one or two lines of code you write and you get the data directly in your program. Okay, you will see this now. So what is URLLib? URLLib is a built-in library using which we can request data from the web server and receive it from the server. How to write this is very simple. We first have to import this. You know that if you want to use any built-in function of any library, first you have to import it in your program. Just like how you import yesterday, I got header in your C programs for using printf and scanf. Similarly, in Python, if you want to use some built-in function of a library, you have to import it. The procedure or the syntax is like this: import URLLib. Now, URLLib is a library. It contains a lot of classes inside it. Okay, it is not only one library in which there are some built-in functions. It is a library in which there are a lot of classes, and classes has got a lot of built-in functions inside it. There is first what? A library. Inside the library you have classes, and inside the class you have methods. So what I am importing in my program is only one class. I don't want all the classes to come. I don't want all the classes from URLLib to come. I will be needing only the request class. I will be needing only the request class. So that's why what I do is I say import URLLib dot request. I'm importing only the request class. So that's why I import URLLib dot request. And now let us go further. And if you know what is the URL of the file that you want to request, you have to simply write it like this: URLLib dot request dot open URL. Now this is the function or the built-in method which you use to request data from the server. This one function or this one method of this class request will send a request to the server, and it will receive the response back into this particular handle here, into this particular file here, fhand. So when you say URLLib.request, open URL open into bracket, write the URL, write the complete URL of the file, including HTTP, the name of the server, slash name of the file. You write the complete URL. This is called as the URL. From here to here is a URL. Whenever you want to request something from the internet, you open the browser, and then in the address bar of the browser, what do you type? You type the URL. You type www.google.com. You type www.yamamc.edu.in. You type www.facebook.com. What is the www.facebook.com? It is nothing but the URL. Okay, so you have to specify the complete URL in open URL function, URL open function, and then automatically when this line of code is executed from here to here, this line of code is executed, what will happen? Your request will go to the server will receive the request, it will see in the request what you are requesting for, Romeo.txt. The server will pick up that file and then it will send it back to you as it is, and then the file will come back, it will come back into fhand. Fhand, you know, this is a file handler. It's a file handler. Just like when you open a file for reading data, if you remember, if you open a file for reading data from a text file, you do know fhand is equals to open into bracket name of the file, comma, in the mode, read mode, write mode that you write. And then from fhand, now you can read line by line. So like that only, you write fhand, or you can write, this is only a variable. It can be f also only, or it can be only file also. It can be anything here because this is only a variable. In that variable, the data will come back from the server. So you request this URL, it will come back into this fhand, and now you parse. Parse means you go through the file line by line, and then you take this line by line and do whatever you want to do with it. What I am doing in the program here is I am going line by line and I am printing the line. Okay, so now in this loop here, in this for loop here, you have access to the line. You have line. Line is a variable in which you have the actual line of data that is there in the file that you take step by step. In the for loop, and then whatever you want to do with it, you can do. You can either, if you want to save it, you can save it. If you want to display it, you can use the print function to do it, or you want to process it, you can process it. You can do whatever you want. But first, in the first example here, we are only simply displaying it. You're printing line.decode. Why do you have to use this decode here? The reason why we have to decode here is because the data which is coming from there is in the form of binary, and you have to convert it to ASCII or the string format, and then you have to display it. So you do line.decode.strip. What does a strip function does? The strip function will remove the white spaces from the right hand side and from the left hand side. If there are any white spaces means if it contains any space or a new line character or a tab character, it will remove that. Strip will remove it. It will delete that white spaces from the right hand side of the line and left hand side of the line. If there is any white space in the beginning of the line and at the end of the line, it will remove it. So we write strip there. That's it. So this is my program. So very quickly, without wasting any time, I will copy this program and I will quickly execute this and show it to you. So So here we have the program from here to here. Okay, this is done, and then this is so fine. Only 4 lines of code you can see. File, save. I will save it to module 5. I will save it to module 5. Only I will call this as URLLib dot URLLib example.py. Okay, URLLib example.py. Okay, so I did that. I went to the, I go to the command prompt. Yeah, you can see my command prompt here. Yeah, URLLib example.py. I will execute this now. So the request has gone. Now it will take a little time to come back because it all has to happen. Yeah, you can see now. See what it does. But soft what light. What is this data? This data is nothing but coming from the text file. It is coming from the text file directly. Which is that text file? The text file is this one, romeo.txt. And then I'm able to request that from the server using a Python program. I'm able to do that using a Python program here. And then it came back here and I'm displaying it. Now the difference between this and the first program is that the first program displayed me with the header information because there I was using socket, but here I'm using URLLib. So URLLib will give you only the data directly. It will not give you the header information. Okay, so I hope you understood this program using URLLib how to request data from the server. And then last class I remember by looking at this, you know, here the photo of Bill Gates, I suddenly remembered. Okay, because last time we were trying to retrieve data from the server, and I was actually able to retrieve this Bill Gates photo from the get image. This was the one, and then the only thing I changed was I told you that some servers will give you data back, some servers will not allow you. So I just changed only the URL. First time we had used some other image, it was a different Bill Gates image. Then later on, I just only changed the photo of Bill Gates, the URL of the Bill Gates photo I changed, and then I executed this program. And after I executed this program, it directly downloaded me that image and it saved it on the folder here. It gave me this image directly of Bill Gates. Okay, so this I wanted to show it to you last time, but it did not work. I think you remember that we had done it last time, but it did not work for one Bill Gates photo. But for other Bill Gates photo, it worked immediately. Immediately after the class, I tried this and it came. Okay, now coming back to the syllabus, first you understood how to retrieve web pages using URLLib. We have to import URLLib.request, and then we have to do all these things, strip the lines, and then display it. Okay. Now let us go further and see. How to write the same program. Now we will write the same program, and this program, if you have a look at this, what are we doing in this program? The program is from here to here. We are using URLLib.request only. We are requesting a text file from the server, and then we are declaring a dictionary here, and then we are counting. So more or less, if I look at the logic of the program, I'm understanding that I'm requesting a text file from the server, and I'm counting the number of words in that file. I told you, no, after you request the file from the server, you can do anything with it. You can save it, you can display it. But here in this program, what we are doing, we are counting the number of words in the file. Not only counting the number of words, we are telling the frequency of each word. We are not exactly counting the number of words. We are counting the frequency of words. What is the meaning of frequency of words? Frequency of word means how many times and is appearing, how many times off is appearing. For example, if I go back to the output here, but soft what, how many times but is appearing, how many times soft is appearing after counting what, light, through, yonder, the, is, come here, how many times each word is appearing, that we are doing using dictionary. Okay, so without wasting time, I will execute this program, copy. I think this is okay. Save this program. URLLib example word count. Oh, I forgot to give it extension .py. So that's why, you know, this did not. I will do control file save as .py. Yeah, .py. So now if I go back to my folder here, this is not required. Okay, so I have my file here. Okay, now let me run that program now. So URL word count.py. So now, okay, it's saying that line 6 there is an indentation error. Indentation error it is saying, because I think there is something wrong here. Yeah, now it is correct. Actually, I had written it one tab extra in that, so that's why. File, save, and then I will clear the screen first, and now I will execute this. You can see the output now. See, it's displaying to you the dictionary. It counted, but how many times it is appearing? One time. Soft is appearing one time. What is appearing one time? Is appearing 3 times. The is appearing 3 times. So you can see, and is appearing 3 times. So if you really count in the program how many times in that data the word the is appearing, the word is appearing, the word and is appearing, it comes properly. So you understood what is the program? The program is quite simple. We are requesting the file from the server, and in that file, how many times each word is appearing, what is the frequency of each word, we are counting and we are displaying it to the user. Where is the program? This is the program. Same. What we do, request the same program just like that. First, declare a dictionary. How do we declare the dictionary in Python? We write count. Counts is the name of the dictionary, is equals to dict. And then for line in F hand, for words is equals to line.decode.split. We split the line, okay, at spaces. We split at spaces, and then we take each word in words, and then we count. Count is nothing but the dictionary. If word is available there, increment it by 1. If it is not available, initialize it to 0. If you remember this in dictionary, we have done this. Frequency of words, same line we have to write here, and then finally we have to display the dictionary. When we display the dictionary, this is the output that we get. Okay, you can see it is in flower bracket because it is a dictionary, and then how many times but is appearing, how many times soft is appearing, and so on. Okay, same program where we are requesting a file and we are counting the number frequency of each word. In the examination, they will ask you, using the URLLib library, write a program to count the frequency of how many times a word is appearing in a file. Okay, by requesting the file from the server. So they will ask you in a particular manner. You have to understand the question and you have to write this program. Program is very simple. Let us go back now. So we have counted the number of words. Then, yeah, reading binary files using URLLib. Next part is reading binary files using URLLib. What is a binary file? A binary file can be a video file, it can be an audio file, it can be a JPEG file, image file, it can be any file. Any file which is other than this, other than text file, is a binary file. Like what all are binary files? Video, audio, and image. Right now, understand that. Okay. So now, no, but that doesn't mean that text is not binary. Text is also binary only. When we fetch this data from the server, it will come in the form of binary only. But to handle this is different. Handling image files has to be done differently. Handling text files has to be done differently. You cannot handle both the files in the same manner. Okay, finally everybody is binary only, whether it is text or whether it is video, they are all binary, all zeros and ones only. But how we handle them is a little different. Now let us see how to read binary files from using URLLib. Now this is again more simple. Have a look at this. I will write the program directly and then I will execute this. I will copy this program. I will save this program. URLLib example binary .py. URLLib example binary.py. This is the name of the file that I give. And what is there in this file? You can see, first of all, I'm importing URLLib.request, and then I'm requesting which file. And see, all this time I was requesting the text file, romeo.txt. If you you see, all this time I was requesting Romeo.txt. You can see here, Romeo.txt. Before this also it was Romeo.txt. Now I'm requesting cover.jpg. I'm requesting cover.jpg. So from this server, I request cover.jpg, and then I say .read. Remember, this is a little different. I say URL open .read. I say .read, and then everything that comes from there, will come in the form of a binary, and that will come into a variable called as img. It will come into a variable called as img. So what we do, we write some variable here. Img is equals to URLLib.request.URL open into bracket we specify the URL of which binary file you want. .read, we say .read, and then the moment we say .read, the request goes to the server. The response comes back from the server. And it will come back into the variable img. So img is equals to URLLib.request.open.URL.read will send the request and receive the response. It will come back into img. Now in img, what comes is important. In img, binary data will come. Once it comes, what I need to do, what is the next step after the data is received? I have to save that as an image. In the same folder in which I have written my Python program. So I open a file called as cover.jpg. Even if this file is not there on the this, it will create a new file called as cover.jpg. I open this file cover.jpg in the write mode. I want to write something to it. What does this W here specify? I'm opening the file in write mode, and I'm writing what? Binary. So WB specifies that I want to write binary data to cover.jpg. So I open a file called as cover3.jpg. Open it in the write mode, binary, and then what is the name of that handle? Fhand. So then I write fhand.write. What do I need to write? I will write what binary data which has come in img variable, which is over here. So I write fhand.write into bracket img. So whatever data has come back from the server now gets written into fhand. Fhand is nothing but cover.jpg. So now after the end of this statement here, one file will be created in your folder called as cover.jpg, and that is nothing but the same image which is on the web, which is on the server. And after that, I close this. Now let us see this quickly. Okay, I don't want to save this as cover.jpg. I want to save this as cover99.jpg, because I think in that folder there is already a file called as, no, this is stuff.jpg. Okay, this is stuff.jpg. Cover.jpg is not there, but still let it be cover99.jpg. Okay, I save this program. What is the name of the program? URLLib example.binary. So I go here, and then let us first see what is the condition of the how many images I have. I have Bill Gates one image and one stuff.jpg. I will delete this stuff.jpg. Delete it. I don't want that. And now I go here, execute the program. What is the name of the program? I forgot it. Okay, URLLib example binary. Yeah, this is the file. So I press enter. Now, see, it did not display me anything here. It did not display me anything because I'm not printing anything. But I'm assuming that it has downloaded the file for me. So I go to modify, and then you can see cover99 has come. So double click, so you can see that image is there. Cover99 has come here. So delete that file. Now we'll do one more thing. I'll go to Google and I will search for, let us say, Bill Gates. You go to images, and then let us say I want to download this image of Bill Gates. So I right click on this. I want to know what is the address of this web this image. So I say copy link. If you want to know what is the address, I say copy link address. Copy link address I do, and then okay, that's it. I simply I close this. I minimize it. So I have this photo of Bill Gates. I don't have the other one. I will delete this also. Delete it. And then I go to my program here, and I specify from here to here. This I think may not come. I really don't know. This will not come. So I need to go back to this. I'll take this photo. I'll right click on this and say open image in a new tab. This comes. This is the big URL. So I copy that URL. I don't know whether it will come or no, but I will paste it as it is. Save it, and then in this folder here there is no images. I execute the program. Yeah, yeah. Of course, see, you can see that I execute the program, and here you saw cover 19 out the JPEG big image came here. So what I did, I just only replaced my URL here. See, the URL is very very big. It comes from Tumblr, yeah, .forbes.com/tumblr. So it's a big URL. It's a big URL. This is also a server only, but this is the URL of that Bill Gates image, and that I only replaced, and then I was able to pull that image and save it into my hard disk here. Okay, so I hope you understood what is the meaning of this. The meaning of this is that, remember, the meaning of this is that if you have some data available on the server, you can access it using URLLib. You can access it using URLLib, whether it is a text file, whether it is a audio file, video file, and image file. For your syllabus, it is only image files right now. Okay. Let us go further and see what else do we have here. And then see below this, what explanation is given is the explanation for this particular file. Now below this, they have written one more program here. Below this, they have written one more program here, which is the same as this one only, but it is reading the data from the image block by block. Here, I am completely writing the data. See here, fhan.write img. Img is the image that has come back from the server. You can see what is img is the entire image into img, and that I'm directly writing it to the file here. But here, the other way of doing it is I have image and I read only 10,000, or how many is this? 100,000, yeah, 1 lakh bytes. 1 lakh bytes I read at a time, and then I put it into a variable info, and that info I write it to the file. Same program, it's the same program. If you have a look at this program, same thing we do. Import URLLib.request, and I request for cover.jpg only. After I read the data into, I open the file as fhan cover3.jpg. I don't write the entire image file. In the first example, what I did, directly this entire image file only, I wrote it to fhan. You can see here. The entire image, fhan.write image, directly I wrote. But here I am reading block by block. While true, I read from image, I read only 1 lakh bytes, and I put it into info. And then I check if the length of info is less than 1, then break, come out of the loop. If it is not, then write that info to the right file. And then this will continue till all the bytes from the image file are read. Why do we do this? We do this because if the file is very, very big, let us say in terms of MBs, 20 MB, 30 MB, if it is there, then writing it like this is not a good idea. How? Writing it like this, image, and in one shot writing it to the file is not good if it is 20 MB. Your RAM will be slow, your computer becomes slow and all that. So that's why you have to go block by block. So you take a while loop, read 1 lakh bytes at a time, and keep writing it to the file, and then finally save it. That's it. So the only difference between this code and the previous code is that there we write the entire image in one shot. Here we read 1 lakh bytes from the image and keep writing it to the file. That's the only difference. But how will they ask this in the examination? They may not ask you, I don't know. They may not ask you to write a program to write block by block, or if they ask you block by block, then you have to write this example here where you have a while loop. If they say just read a file from the server and save it, read a image file from the server, binary file from the server, and write it to the hard disk. So if they don't specify block by block, then you can write the first example where there are only 4 lines of code. Okay, so this program is also there in the notes. Okay, this program is also there in the notes, so you can refer to this program also. But it is one of the same program. It will do the same thing. Now in the next class, already I think I have only 3 minutes remaining. In the next class, I will be starting with a new concept of using same URLLib only we will be using. But how are we using? Why are we using it for? We are going to, all this time you saw how to download text files, you saw how to download image files, all that. Okay. Now we are going to use this URLLib and download some pages and make them useful. In the sense, we are going to use them for a more useful purpose. We will download something from the server. And we will use it for a more useful purpose. Okay, and that concept is called as web scraping. It is called as web scraping. Okay, it's a very, very important concept. from examinations point of view also, and from your career point of view also. This is very useful when you are developing your search engines, or when you are writing your own project. If you want to download some data from the government websites, like what is the current rate of rice, or maybe what is the current rate of wheat, if you want that data to come into your program directly from a web, from an internet server, then how to use this web scraping, a very, very useful thing. Okay, so I will be explaining all this concept of web scraping first, and then how to write a web scraper. Tomorrow we will write this program. It is all very easy. It's very easy. It is just that you should have a little understanding of how the internet works. Okay, that's it. So that I will give you very briefly tomorrow. Introduction to how the internet works, and then after that I will explain to you what is web scraping, and then you will write a Python program to do web scraping. So that will be the end of, after I do web scraping, that will be the end of 5.1. I told you that this module 5 has got 3 concepts in it. The first one is network programming, the second one is web services, and the third one is database connectivity. So if I do this web scraping tomorrow, I will be completing the first concept, and then remaining only 2 concepts will be there. What are those? Web services and database connectivity. Okay, so that I think we will be starting it from day after tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be finishing this part. Which part I will be finishing? This part, web scraping. Okay, fine then. So I will stop here now, and then if you people have any doubts, you can please keep them ready, or we still have 1 minute left. If you can, if you want to ask me any questions, you please unmute yourself and please ask, because I only talk, you people don't ask anything. I simply feel that you are understanding everything. Any doubts you people have? Sachin? Okay, fine then. No problem. I will stop the meeting today. Please attend all the classes. Be regular. Chalo, bye. Have a nice day.